Okay, that brings us to section 1.2. And the first objective is to find variables, the independent or experimental variables, and the dependent or response variables, and be able to identify each in an experiment. Well, go back to we come up with a new hypothesis here. The common cold is caused by a virus. It's been tested by experiments, and so far it's been supported by experimental results. So we can't prove it absolutely true, but the true cause of a phenomenon may be found in a hypothesis that hasn't been tested yet. But so far, based on what we have, we think the common cold is caused by a virus. All hypotheses need to be tested with laboratory experiments. Well, look at this. What if you were doing work on fossils? They're so delicate, you're not going to want to test those out in the field. Or if I were doing an experiment on how elephants communicate, am I going to bring them into my lab? Not if I want a lab later, I'm not. So sometimes you've got to do them out in the field. But remember, after we after we propose our hypothesis, we have to perform our experiment. And that, while we're performing it, we are collecting data or information. The example, scientists will measure the effects of vitamin C on cold prevention. Going back to that. So if we look at that, there are factors that may change that are called variables. There are the independent variables or the experimental variables that are manipulated by the researcher. What are you going to do to measure the effect of vitamin C on cold prevention? Well, you're going to give vitamin C to some of your subjects, right? So vitamin C is manipulated by you. That's what you're going to give to the experimental group. So it is the independent variable. The dependent variable is the response. We don't change these in any way, but this is what giving the vitamin C to the experimental group resulted in. This is the result of giving that vitamin C, which would be, go back and read your hypothesis. Is vitamin C is going to reduce the effects of the cold. So whether or not they get a cold when they get exposed to the virus after taking vitamin C. That's the dependent variable. That's the results of the experiment.